So let's talk about how to make your period a magical experience. I am going to explain the archetype of inner winter, which is the menstruation phase of our cycle, and all the things that I have learned to support you during this phase so that it can actually be a really beautiful and enjoyable time and not a miserable one. So, like I said, this is our inner winter. This is the phase where we're supposed to die. Just like all the plants and the trees and everything that was once alive during the spring and the summer, it is now dead. It is barren. There is very little movement and action going on. And this is a phase where we are just going completely into ourselves. We need a lot of stillness. We need a lot of freedom to say no, to cancel plans, to rest, because that is actually the medicine of this part of the cycle. This is the period where we're not supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be like running around and doing a bunch of stuff and being seen. We're supposed to be just alone, like in our safe space, just receiving healing, receiving nourishment, and receiving intuitive information. The veil is super thin during this phase. We are the most intuitive. We are the most tapped in and psychic. So any intuitive work that you feel needs to be done, this is the time to do it. I despise the narrative that women are just like crazy and overly emotional during this phase, because the truth is that we are not, yes, we are more emotional, but it's not wrong. It's not a bad thing. It's the fact that the veil is thin and we are seeing and feeling what's true. We are seeing and feeling everything that we've been holding in throughout the entire cycle and beyond if we've never released it. We are feeling all of the emotions, all of the trauma, all the experiences that we have suppressed, that we have experienced but not let out. So that's why it can feel so overwhelming. And that's why some people can experience explosive emotions, because it's like, where are you not releasing during the entire month? It's built up, and this is the time of release. This is the time where the body is getting rid of it for you on your behalf. So if you don't have some kind of practice to move energy, to release emotions, you are going to find this time to be really overwhelming. So it's basically just giving you like this information of, hey, like, this is everything that's within me. Just so you know, I'm letting it out now, but just so you know, this is what was in there. The body is so wise and intelligent, and the womb is always communicating with us. But a lot of people, myself included in the past, will just judge it as like something being wrong with me, when really it's just information that we don't really want to hear, or we don't really want to know, but we are going to face it whether we like it or not. This phase of the cycle is super honest and raw and ruthless. And if you're open and willing to receive it and heal it, this is the most healing time of the month. Every single month. So noticing what emotions are coming up for you during this phase. Like, are they the same every single month? If so, there might be something in your life that needs to shift and change. It might be something within a relationship. It might be something with your career. It might be something just within yourself, like feeling frustration or anger with where you are, feeling dissatisfaction with life, feeling like you want to get away. Like, all of those things are really important signs for you to sit with, and they may not be literal. Our body is not always literal, like we speak as human beings with a brain. The body can communicate with us via feeling. So it might take a little bit of digging, and that's why the period is a really good time for journaling, meditation, shadow work, all of that, so we can uncover what it really means, because it might be more metaphorical. Like, wanting to leave your partner might be more so like, where am I not setting boundaries in my relationship or in my life, where I feel that this loving person is overwhelming me because I'm already overstimulated. Well, why am I overstimulating? Like, what do I need to shift in my life, or what practices do I need to start doing to support myself? It might be about that person, and it might have nothing to do with that person. So that's really up for you to uncover. Your womb will show you that there's something off here. There's something that needs to change, but it's up to you to really listen and uncover what that is. But this is the time where that will become so apparent and obvious that you can no longer ignore it. And that's up to you. I mean, you can choose to ignore it and let it just keep happening every single month. Or every single month you can notice what arises and transmute it and heal it and evolve as a human being. And that's when, some periods will be gentle and not painful and not overly emotional. And then depending on what goes on in life, every cycle is different. It's just reflecting to you where you're at and what you're going through, what you're moving through, because the womb is transmuting energy for you. And it's just kind of letting you know what's there. So this is a really good time for journaling, like I said, reflecting on what dreams you're having, noticing any patterns that are coming up emotionally or physically because they're connected. Asking your body what it needs every single day, rather than just sticking to like your self-created schedule or like to-do list or habits. Sometimes our healthy habits are actually not supportive during this phase. Like if you just committed to some kind of workout routine, obviously some days that's just not going to be what your body wants. Some days your body is going to only want to get 1,000 steps in a day. And can you be okay with that? And the other days where you have energy, go hit your 10K steps. That's amazing. And we need to move our bodies, of course. But there is a time and place for balance, for just flowing with how you feel. And this is the most important time for that. Just honoring your body and genuinely asking her, what would feel good for you today? How can I support you today? What do I feel like I need today? Rather than just blindly following any kind of routine. I also love to do a ritual with myself when I get my period every single month. And sometimes it's the first day and sometimes it's the third day, just depending on what's going on in my life. But I love to do a release ritual. And so how I do this is I just journal like everything that I experienced that month that's just kind of coming up for me in that moment. So it'll be like, this and this happened. I'm so proud of doing this, but I'm feeling like this. And, just whatever wants to flow through me, I just allow to flow onto the page. Is just kind of like a little monthly recap. And then I will just make a list or write all the things that I want to let go of from that cycle. So it can be anything like those emotional patterns that I've been noticed coming up. It can be something that happened to me that month, or just like any feelings that are arising that I want to release through my blood. I just list them out. And then I like to just pull some cards, some tarot, some oracle cards to like just gauge what's the energy of this next cycle that I'm just beginning, because it's like our period is this interesting phase where we're both releasing and beginning a new cycle at the same time, because your period is the start of a new cycle, but it's also the process of releasing through your blood, releasing a lot of energy and then planting seeds for what's to come. So I kind of like to honor both of those things, both of those aspects to it, by stating what I'm releasing and then also just exploring like what am I calling in and what do I feel like I'm stepping into next. And it's just a beautiful way to honor myself, to honor my womb. I also create a new altar for myself every month. Like I'll put fresh flowers or just kind of like different crystals, or rearrange what I have there, my candles, based on like the season or just how I'm feeling. And I just spend some time there and just be present with my womb and listen to the messages that she's sending me physically and just intuitively. So some things that you can do to support yourself during this phase of release is, like I said, journaling is an amazing way to just move energy and release. Crying, like if you want to cry, just let it out. Like definitely don't hold it in during this phase. Laying on the ground outside, on a blanket or just straight up on the grass. Sometimes I'm like, no, I literally need to be touching grass right now. And I just lay there and let the earth hold me, because we're deeply connected to Mother Earth and she wants to support us and she wants to receive us and give to us during this phase. So just like spending time in nature in that way and like physically connected to it. Also breath work, more gentle breath work during this phase breathing into the womb, long, slow, deep breaths. It's going to help regulate our nervous system, which will help to reduce inflammation and reduce pain, but will also help us to move these emotions through the body and just kind of relax the womb, relax the body so that the emotions can flow. It might help you to cry and it might help you to stop crying. It'll basically do whatever you need in that moment. But I mean, I practice breathwork every single day, but definitely more gentle during this phase, deeper breaths, longer exhales. And as far as food and herbs, the menstrual phase is a time where you really want to avoid cold. Now, I'm not saying you can't have any at all, ever. That's not how I roll. But warming foods and herbs are more supportive of like our physical pain, the cramping, the bloating, all of that kind of stuff that can come during this phase. Warming foods like soups, stews, root veggies that are like cooked for a long time, not raw. Iron-rich foods, beef, lentils, dark cooked leafy greens, bone broth, herbal teas that are warm. Try to like avoid iced drinks because we just want to keep the womb warm during this phase so that everything can flow. Because if you think of it like, I mean, even just water, for example, like when water is room temperature or warm, it's liquid, it's flowing. And when it's cold, it's ice, it's hard, it's stagnant, it's stuck. So we really want the womb to be warm so that the blood can flow and the energy can flow. And this can help to alleviate cramps. Ginger is amazing as a warming herb. Ginger tea, ginger in your food can help to reduce pain and inflammation. Chamomile is also super calming, obviously supportive for the physical, but also the emotional body to help you just like relax. Lemon balm as well. Lemon balm can really help you to just relax and sleep. And nettle is super rich in all kinds of minerals to just replenish the minerals and the vitamins and the energy that's lost while we're bleeding out. Red raspberry leaf too is one of those herbs that is just a complete tonic for our reproductive system. There's a lot of tea blends out there that have a combination of these herbs. Honestly, any warm teas that are nourishing to you that you enjoy are amazing. So I really hope that you found this supportive and helpful. Please write in the comments if there's any other questions that you have about this phase, anything that I can go more into depth on. But if you gave yourself the time and space to really just to be alone in silence and stillness, place your hands on your womb and just ask her, like, what are you trying to show me? What are we releasing together? Because just like think of it as like you and your womb are a team. She wants to help you and you can also help her. And you're moving through this experience together every single month. And just notice what comes through. I find that that is one of the most healing, intuitive practices, especially during this phase, to build this relationship with your womb, and that will help to heal any hormonal imbalances, any pain, and also to heal just your relationship with yourself every single day of your life. This relationship with your womb is so important. It's so sacred. It's your connection to the divine feminine. It's your connection to the cycles of life. So I really, really encourage you to start maybe shifting your perspective of this part of the cycle that everybody tends to hate and start to look at her with a lot more love and compassion and like, how can I work with you and what can I learn from you? That will literally change your life. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, and I'll talk to you again next time.